Hello, and welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence, and it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
And I'm Shawn.
And happy WrestleMania weekend.
Oh yeah, that's what we're dealing with this weekend.
Sean's so excited.
It's a lot of...
It's Mania.
Well, here's the thing. If I was actually in Orlando right now, it would be super insane. Like, you know how when we go to, like, Comic-Con...
Yeah.
And, like, there's like, oh, there's this panel, there's that, there's this, there's so much stuff going on, and we're like, we're really tired, right?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but, like, for wrestling.
Oh, boy.
And imagine, like, me just being like, look at that, oh, it's that guy, oh, it's that guy, oh, it's that guy, oh, yeah, he was the champion back in 1997,
Uh-huh.
and trying to get a picture with him and having an awkward conversation, and then me being like, that guy was weird, and then me being sad, and then, and then going to a wrestling show later, and then, watching it and just not being able to see that well, and sitting next to people that smell,
Uh-huh.
That's wrestling.
Well, yeah.
That's the life of a wrestling fan, which I would not give up for anything else.
I'm proud of.
But I've never actually done that kind of deal in for WrestleMania kind of.
Well, you've never been.
I've never been to WrestleMania.
Yeah, you've never been to WrestleMania.
I've never really had the only chance I had of going was maybe WrestleMania 18. Because that was the one in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyways, I would have been like 22 or something like that. And it was one of those things where that was like a period of my life where I didn't know shit from shit. Mm-hmm. I was in my early 20s. I didn't have any money. I was just getting out of college, and I was like, hey, I'm going to be a radio man. And, and I loved wrestling, but I didn't love it enough to, like, want to go. I mean, I did. But I didn't, like, have enough, like, dedication to being like, I'm going to get in a car and drive to Toronto.
Yeah, and Toronto's not that far.
Toronto's not that far. But it was also one of those things, too, where I didn't have a friend base that was mobilized enough to do it.
You didn't want to be the weird guy going by himself?
No.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. I've been the weird guy going by myself to many things.
Yeah, no, I've done concerts by myself,
Oh, yeah, me too.
I've done metal shows because none of my friends, my close friends that I grew up with, outside of, my brother who, had his own life, didn't like metal shows.
Yeah.
They didn't like metal music.
I used to go to goth clubs by myself.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Because no one else would go with me.
Yeah.
So I just went alone.
Just have fun yourself. Having a party you can't see.
I had a party by myself.
Yeah. So, but I've never, I've had friends, eventually I kind of got into it I had friends, a couple, shortly after that were the wrestling crew of people, but, at that point, but I still, but I was at the time also kind of transitioning into being more of an adult.
Yeah.
And not being like, well, I live with my parents and I don't make I barely make enough money, to be happy with myself, but I can totally spend, $300 just to find my way to WrestleMania, and pay for tickets and pay for hotel. Like that stuff, just intimidates me. Because a couple years later, I think 2004, WrestleMania was in New York City. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I could make a trip to New York City if I really want to.
Sure.
And I could have did it, but I didn't. So, so be it.
Well, maybe one day you'll go to the WrestleMania.
If they bring it back here, like to Los Angeles, I'll totally do it.
Well, they might. Who knows? They might bring it somewhere close, at least driving distance.
Like something like if I don't know if I got my act together. 'Cause that's the thing. It's like I wonder if had I been more persistent in doing wrestling shows for Sideshow,
right?
That maybe I would have had that opportunity.
Well, maybe.
But
who knows?
But alas, look, I went to, me and my brother went to go see NXT.
Yes.
New Japan thing's coming here to Long Beach, which sold out in minutes.
Yeah.
So that's but I really would like to see a Pro Wrestling Guerrilla show.
I know. Every time I try to get tickets for you, because I've always tried to get them on your birthday.
Oh, really?
It's pointless. They're always sold out.
Well, you have to get them the minute they go on sale, and even then,
it's hard.
You're not guaranteed to do it.
Right.
There's somebody everybody that's already going is already going, and they won't take that show anywhere else, because they like to be able to control that atmosphere.
Yeah,
that's just how they do it, and they're very successful into hot hot ticket.
Yeah.
And I would love to check it out some point, but I'm also not, I guess, that dedicated enough. Because I've never, here's the thing, I can't tell you a single pro wrestling guerrilla event that I've seen. I mean, I know some of the wrestlers, and I'm familiar with, some of some of these gimmicks and stuff like that, but it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. It's also WonderCon this weekend.
It's also WonderCon.
Which we were going to go tomorrow on Sunday. We were going to go, but it's Mania.
Well, it's Mania
so we're not
weekend.
Going anywhere.
And we just...
Also, we just got off a fucking plane.
Yeah, we just got back in from Buffalo a couple days ago. And Anaheim's not a...
it's not that far.
For us. And it's really, I mean,
Anaheim's close.
It's not really a hassle, but it just kind of feels like it's a bit too much for us right now. And especially with being Mania, I kind of would rather.
Well, it's Mania.
I'd rather put WrestleMania above going to WonderCon.
Well, especially because we already bought so many comics when we were in Buffalo because we ran across all those 50-cent boxes.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's really what we would.
That was my WonderCon. As far as I'm concerned, that was my big.
Yeah, in the panels I wanted to see, they were all today on Saturday, and Saturday was sold out.
I didn't even look at any panels. I just only panels I knew that were happening was my buddy Chris Gore.
Yeah,
was doing some stuff there, and I mean, there's probably some other bullshit going on that might have been neat to go to, but
sure. Usually, all the panels that I want to go to tend to fall on a Saturday, and so the passes were already sold out when we had talked about going.
Yeah.
For Saturday.
I completely forgotten what was happening.
Yeah, I did too. And so, hope everybody had a good WonderCon if you went.
I haven't seen any super cosplay.
I saw some nice Nightwing. I saw a good Green Arrow. I thought that was a good one.
I mean, usually...
Just, on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, from the stuff I've seen, I saw really good Mr. Freeze, and it's funny because sometimes you just kind of see the same stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Same people dressed up as the same things.
Well, especially around here. Like, there's a really good Wolverine.
Yeah. We alternate
here in L.A.
He alternates between Wolverine and Rocky.
Does he do Rocky? I've only seen him do Wolverine.
He does Rocky from Rocky 4.
Oh, okay.
And he just walks around with the gloves and the trunks.
Oh, okay, because I've only seen him do Wolverine. And he's a really good Wolverine, but I see him at every con. He goes every single fucking con.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, oh, yeah, it's that guy again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so he's...
One time he wore bunny ears because it was Easter.
Oh, good. Yeah. So...
All right, so what are we going to talk about this week?
Well, let's take a break first.
Okay.
You get all fired up.
I'm ready to talk about a comic.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about our book.
Ready to do it.
Yeah, well, we're talking about Justice Machine. We're bringing them back. So.
Oh, yeah.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back, and we'll talk Justice Machine.
Who here likes comic books? Who likes superheroes? Who likes superhero comic books? From the 90s! That's what I thought. Hey there, I'm Nathaniel Wayne from the Council of Geeks, and though I've always loved superheroes, the only time I was buying monthly issues was during the much maligned 1990s. I've decided to go through my personal collection, issue by issue, and in my own little way, try to answer the question, were 90s comics really that bad? Chances are the answer will be yes, but I think these books deserve another chance, and they're gonna get it on 90s Comics Retrial, part of the Council of Geeks podcast, available on iTunes and at 90scomicsretrial.wordpress.com.
All right, we're back here on Worst Collection Ever with our book for the week. It is a returning book.
Yes.
From because there's if you go back into our archives, which are up at SoundCloud and iTunes, everything is up there. You'll see we've done a lot of different books from stuff that for the past. We've been doing we've done over 100 episodes of the show.
And this book actually was on one of our very first episodes.
It was, yeah.
If not the first.
No. It was,
you sure?
Our very first episode was All-Star Squadron and Batman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right.
Which we probably should revisit All-Star Squadron soon, too.
I bought one.
Yeah, I know you bought one. I have a few, too. So those are fun. But this week, we are going back and talking about Justice Machine.
Justice Machine
from number 4. Justice Machine number 4 from April 1987.
And this was a Comico comic.
Comico.
No longer exists.
I don't think Comico's still around.
No.
Maybe it is.
I'm sure it was purchased by somebody.
Well, Comico, I believe.
No, I remember we read about it.
Did we?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we looked it up last time we did Justice Machine, and I feel like they were an imprint for a while, and then obviously they went under.
Well, it was an independent comic book producer in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, in the mid to late 80s, you know, and they, you know, they're responsible for a bunch of, you know, I guess you call them cult classics, you know.
Is Justice Machine a cult classic?
I don't think so.
No.
But, you know, the Elementals, that's a well-regarded book that I've never read. Grendel.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but didn't that get purchased by like DC or Marvel?
Well, Marvel, I mean, there are Batman Grendel books.
Yeah, probably because this place eventually folded and got purchased.
But I think it's you know, those kind of like an Image thing where, you know, the creators own the characters.
Okay.
You know, Matt Wagner, who I believe created Grendel, you know, he, you know, probably was able to do stuff with Batman and stuff and all that. So this one is just your basic superhero book.
Superhero team.
We read issue number 27.
Yes. Going backwards.
Yeah. And so we happen to...
And in that one, they go to a circus. There seems to be a theme in these books where they go places. Because that one, they go to a circus. This one...
They go on field trips.
They go to a comic book convention. Speaking of WonderCon and all that fun stuff. Yeah, they are at a comic book convention this week.
Yeah, hey, appropriate. I think they're actually at WonderCon.
They're somewhere. I don't know where they are.
So on the cover, we have... Well, they're actually in New York.
Yeah, okay.
So, on the cover, so you got Justice Machine. And the way that this cover is set up, when I first saw this, I thought for some reason that you have the one character...
oh, I forget her name.
I'm forgetting her name already. Blazer.
Blazer, and that's Titan.
And Titan.
Yeah.
And there's this big... you can't see his face, but there's this big guy in a half shirt.
Well, actually, Titan's costume is not only is he wearing a half shirt, he is wearing basically high-waisted Spanx.
Yeah, his outfit is actually, if you remember one of the variations of Goliath in Marvel, which when what's his face? Clint Barton was wearing it. Yeah. Was doing he was taking the Pym particles and getting big, you know, because that was the thing he did for a minute. And, you know, he used to wear one of those like weird, I don't know why you would ever wear anything like this.
Well, high-waisted Spanx.
High-waisted Spanx, but like, you know, exposed midriff.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. That's like exactly.
Some sort of like early 90s.
Yeah.
Football stud, you know.
Well, that's exactly what high-waisted Spanx are. Like
wearing a cut-off shirt.
So like you put them on. And then you can get them, they cover your feet, they go up your legs, they go over your ass, and then they stop right under your tits. Which is fine, but then as you wear them, they roll down.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that he doesn't have like weird roll things. Because trust me, I have owned many a pair of high-waisted Spanx, and they're fucking bullshit. Because they roll.
Fucking bullshit.
And then they give you weird lumps where you don't have lumps. It's unacceptable.
So, but dude here, you know, he's falling down. So
I thought he was being thrown across something. I didn't realize they were falling down.
That's what I thought too. That's what I thought too.
Okay.
But what happens is
later we find out.
Well, not only that, but it's also if you do this.
Oh, I get it.
It's
on the back.
It's a vertically. So basically, the vantage point. And actually, this vantage point doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense because you have...
When it goes like that?
Yeah, if you turn it vertically...
But these people... See, the reason I thought that is because all these people look like they're looking sideways.
Right. It does. Like, these people look like they're looking sideways. These people kind of look like they're looking up.
That one I get.
This one makes sense because basically you're falling down the side of a building.
Yes.
You know, like Titan's falling down and Blazer is chasing after him.
And there's like a bunch of fire.
But for some reason here, okay, so because we'll find out why the building's on fire, but the building's on fire, so here's the base of the building, but for some reason the flames are shooting up the wrong way.
Yeah, it's a weird, and see, I would never have thought to look at the back.
Yeah.
So, especially because I thought he was being thrown.
I thought he was being thrown down the hallway, sort of.
I thought they were out on the street and he was being thrown by somebody we didn't see.
Possibly, yeah.
That's what I thought was happening.
Yeah.
But no, he's falling down a building and it's a weird perspective and it's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, it says here, and the way it's the curling or the kerning, that's the space between the letters. It looks like it says "Show Mia Hero."
Yeah.
But it's this space. but it's a very small one.
Yeah, no, it's not very well. It's not set up very well.
No, and it's weird. They're like transparent, but just like an outline. It's weird. It
shows like Mia.
It looks like Mia.
Well, here's the thing: you can tell that it's a separate letter.
Yeah, but it takes a second.
It takes a second. It just looks awful.
Yeah, it's not like you don't just glance at it and go, "Oh, that's a separate letter." Like it takes you a second to go, "Wait a second."
Yeah, and then we get like a on the inside page here you have on the inside. Well, first of all, because you open the page and the title of the story is called "Show Me a Hero," spelled with the same exact font.
Yep.
A Tale of the Justice Machine.
Oh man.
And we have. Also, a quick eulogy for Gardner Fox. The great Gardner Fox, R.I.P., who just passed away, according to this book.
In 1986.
So, but yeah, Show Me a Hero. And so the first page we
have Justice Machine.
They're facing us. So you got, okay, so I'm going to see if I remember who everybody is.
Yeah.
Titan.
Yep.
So Titan's a dude with the long hair.
He's also one of those guys with the cowl that shows his hair.
Yeah.
So, and he's a half shirt, waisted Spanx wearing guy with a.
He's got beautiful,
gorgeous hair.
Kevin Nash
just
hair.
Very pretty.
Kevin Nash, 1998 hair.
Yeah, he's very pretty. And then there's Blaze.
Blazer. I don't know who this guy is.
Oh, this one is the one it's a woman, but got the cape.
No. She's back here.
No, I thought this was a woman too.
Oh, no, that's a dude. That's like Professor X looking motherfucker.
Oh, I thought that's the one with the cape that like...
No, it's this girl back here.
Wait, then why does this one have a cape too?
Because he just has a cape.
And it's the same color.
It's confusing, I know.
Okay, I don't know who that is. That, I think, is Youthquake.
Youthquake. Named after my favorite Dead or Alive album.
There's Youthquake. There's Diviner?
She's Diviner. She
hates everything.
She's angry.
And apparently she also has a cape that allows her to like feel things. I don't know, whatever.
And then these people, this one gets
that guy, I don't know who that guy is.
It's like, because there's like Challenger.
Is this Talisman?
Talisman.
Talisman's the guy in the suit who's kind of like a con artist, right?
Yeah, and then there's Demon.
I don't know who that guy is.
Chancellor?
Sure, and I don't know who this one is. So... But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, there's like 7 of them?
Yeah.
No, there's 8 of them.
Sure. Yeah.
8.
Yeah, 8.
So there's too many of them. And they're hard to keep straight, and they all have thoughts. So all of them are looking at the back of Wolverine, or we see the back of Wolverine.
Yeah.
And he says, "I'm Wolverine.
I'm the best there is at what I do."
And I was like, wait a second. How did they get Wolverine to guest star in this book? Oh, but not really. It's a comic book convention, and this is a cosplayer.
It's a cosplayer, and it's a Comic-Con fantasy something.
Yeah, you can't see. There's a speech bubble.
3rd annual 1987. Yeah,
it's con, and they're going to a con.
They're at a con for some reason.
They're there, I think, because they're like, oh, the way you dress, like this is the only place that people don't look at you weird.
Because I think they're from another.
They're from like another planet.
Another planet or another area of some sort.
It's another planet, I think. And they're like, well, this is the only place people won't look at you weird. And you're like, why don't you just like buy them some jeans?
Yeah, buy the guy.
They've got money. They use it in here.
Yeah, buy Titan the rest of a shirt.
Yeah, just buy him like a fucking polo and be like, meet me at Starbucks for us to discuss whatever business we have. So then they send him to a con. And who's this guy? This is Demon.
That's Demon.
Demon like attacks Wolverine and he cuts off his claws.
Yeah, apparently his power is to break lousy claws. Probably made out of... I'm certain those were probably not made out of...
They're like sticks.
They look pretty good. I mean, the costume actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
For a Wolverine cosplay.
Sure.
I mean, to the point where
I'd be impressed if I saw that. I'd be like, wow, look at that. That guy. If I was
Marvel, I'd be suing, but who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Not
in Justice Machine.
Yeah, not Justice Machine, but... yeah, and he slaps
and this whole box this whole comic we have to say is being narrated by Titan.
Is it being narrated by Titan?
Yes.
Challenger.
It took me.
Challenger.
Oh, okay, Challenger.
He's named after the space shuttle.
Yes. Well, he exploded.
He explodes. It's 1986.
So this is
sorry.
Too soon for a Challenger joke. I remember watching the Challenger explode.
Oh, so did I. Some comedian or somebody was talking about that.
Yeah.
How,
it was Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle, yeah. Dave Chappelle's talking about it on the special.
He's like, all we had was the Challenger. You guys have fucking tragedies every day.
I'm like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
I'm like
it
that.
Sucks.
I'm like that. I'm like that guy. One time we go see stand up, and the guy's like, "What the fuck's up with Titanic?"
That's
the movie
right.
Titanic. Like,
oh shit, that's right. That was like when we
Titanic.
first got here.
It was like one of our first times we went out,
and it was like
LA.
2010.
Yeah, and it was 1998. The movie came out. I was like, "What the fuck's up with Titanic?" Like,
and everybody just kind of looked at that guy like, "What?" And he was like, he had like it wasn't like, and I just watched Titanic again. It was like no one had ever seen it. And
it was such a weird. Like it just came out. It was like a
yeah.
Right now, and he was like, "What the fuck's up with that movie?" Anyways,
that's right. I remember that guy.
So anyway, this demon guy slaps the thing, and then we get little. That's right, because the Robotech. Comico also did the comics for Robotech.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they also did that. So there's like, all these sort of like inside jokes and gimmicks,
and there's references,
and there's actually like this old guy, like because kind of plays in a little bit later.
Yeah.
For some reason, this old guy is walking with a box of comics. He's like the brother of the creepy old dude from Poltergeist 2.
Yeah.
And he's
coming up to the comic, and they're like, everybody else go away.
And here's the thing.
It's just a vendor.
Because he's going to a vendor, and all vendors are slimy, creepy people.
Apparently. At least in this book, he's like, man, here comes money, man. Here comes a fortune. Old guy with a comic box.
Old guy with comics. That's the thing. If you
wait until you see us. Because one day we're going to be old people with comic books, and we're going to like walk up to a vendor, and they're going to be like, none of this is worth anything.
They're just going to throw it in the
Why
garbage.
don't you just burn it for warmth? And we'll be like, okay.
It's the Armageddon outside, okay?
Yeah. Burn
the road. You can eat these now.
Put a little salt on them. They're fine.
Actually, though, I'm surprised they wouldn't take them from us.
Yeah. They'll be like, we're going to burn them for warmth.
We're going to burn them for warmth. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to wear these now because that's what clothes are now. Yeah, that's going to be us. That's going to be me.
That's soon.
Soon.
That's soon.
So anyway, we see this, but then we also, there's all this commotion going on.
There's just like a bunch of nonsense, and like, don't forget that like Titan is narrating this book, and he is super depressed.
He's super depressed because if you remember from our previous, I want to say War Machine, Justice Machine issue,
which was like number 23 or something.
27. I think.
27. He's still all he ever thinks about.
Well, this is number 4, so this
makes sense.
This makes sense, but even in number 27, he's thinking about his
dead family,
which I think.
And I get you're not gonna like totally just get over it, but like to the point where I remember he was sitting there watching the magic show, and he goes, "Man, if only my dead family were here, I could enjoy this." And you're like, "What the hell?"
My dead family would really enjoy this Chris Angel knockoff. Yeah,
your dead family's really happy they don't have to look at Chris Angel. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest here.
Let's be honest.
Is Chris Angel still doing things? Is he still a thing?
Oh yeah, I'm sure he does still do.
Is he? He's doing all right.
He's fine.
Is he in Vegas?
Sure.
I assume that's where magicians go.
Yeah, that's where all.
Oh, by the way, apparently we need to go to the Magic Castle.
Yeah, no, I've heard about that.
No, apparently it's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
how are we going to get in there?
You have to
be a member. We're never going to we don't get invited anywhere.
I know, you have to get invited. You have to know a person that hey,
you mean we have to have friends?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not happening. We're never going to the Magic Castle.
Yeah, anybody listen to this, if you want us to go to the Magic Castle and tell anybody we can talk about it on the air, if you know about it, I don't know how you do it, but you have to invite us.
Yeah, apparently it's this place and it's amazing and you have to dress up to go there.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have to get invited by a member. Isn't Chris Hardwick a member?
I'm not friends with him.
I know that, but I'm saying, don't you remember him saying something like that on some podcast? I don't know.
He's probably friends with her. He's an honorary member. He makes.
But people, they do magic. Apparently, magic is the thing.
I wasn't gonna make a joke, but
about Chris Angel.
Oh. No, about Chris Hardwick.
Chris Hardwick is Chris Angel?
Yes.
Is that what it is? He just puts on a wig. He just puts on a wig and he's like, I'm Chris Angel. And then he's like, gotta go host at midnight. And he takes it off.
He disappears. Yeah, he does,
magic.
He does. When he's not.
Comedy magic.
When he's not hosting at midnight, he's.
Or whatever, after The Walking Dead or whatever that show's called.
Yeah, he's doing street magic. He's out there taking cards and shoving up his nose and be like, which card did you pick? And he's sneezing them out.
Yeah, and then he takes his wig off and he's like, at midnight, poof, and he just disappears in like a cloud.
Yeah, because he's so super into tech, he can just, he has the literal iCloud that takes you to other places.
Oh, you mean like in Dragon Ball Z where Goku rides like the Nimbus and he just me, like that?
Yeah, that's what he is.
It makes that noise too. Me.
Yeah, because he's got that hearse money too, so like they invented it for him.
I really just thought you said hearse money instead of Hearst.
Yeah, well, that's how Chris Hardwick pays for things.
With a hearse?
When he goes to like Starbucks, he backs up his hearse and then the money falls out.
He's like, this is how I keep my money. I don't believe in banks. It's just all in this hearse.
Banks or wallets. You have to like go up to the hearse and take the money out. It's because it's just tightly packed into the hearse.
It just stacks of it. Just
pull out what you need because he has like a dude that gets out and watches you.
Yeah.
My hearse wallet.
He gets in and drives away. It's like one of those like hoarded cars where you can't see anything because it's just so full of money.
Yeah. No, that's Chris Hardwick. See, that was a good Chris Hardwick conversation.
Hearse wallet.
Anyways, this is pre-Nerdist, so there's not there's
no references to hearse wallets.
There's no references to hearse or enjoy your burrito here. It's just a bunch of dweebs asking for Robotech.
Oh yeah, okay. So what's this girl's name now?
So this girl here, this is Diviner.
This is Diviner, and she wears a cape. This is why I got confused because there's another guy in a green cape.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
I don't know who that is, and they both have the high collar. The only difference is she has hair. Yeah. Like they literally
and she's a woman.
And she's a woman. But I mean, like when you just see them from like the back, you can't really tell them apart. Yeah. And apparently her cape like feels things she can't like feel anything.
Her cape
like physically, yeah, she can't feel anything. It's kind of like Doctor Strange's cape. It has its own like personality.
Oh,
right. Oh, I did see a picture of a cosplay. Somebody cosplayed Doctor Strange's cape.
What? Just the cape?
Just the cape.
Oh,
from the movie, which I thought was pretty fun. Anyway, so if people touch the cape, she feels it, and she doesn't like it.
Wait, but you can't feel anything.
No,
else?
That's what it says. Here, I'll read it. It says. She was born in a state of total sensory deprivation. It is only through the sensory web woven into her cape and the uniform she can perceive the world around her at all. She doesn't like to be touched.
Right.
And apparently there's just some guy being like, oh, look at your costume, grab. And so she's getting all mad.
Yeah, those dicks were there.
Yep, they're still there. And so then Titan is like walking around and some little kid with a mullet comes up to him. He's like, hey, Mr. Superhero, will you sign my book? Which I don't think you just walk around asking people you don't recognize to sign your book. Usually it's like, hey, Batman cosplayer, but whatever.
Why would you ever have a Batman cosplayer sign your... I mean,
there are big Batman cosplayers.
No, I understand that, but like, why would you be like, hey, why don't you sign this comic book?
What's that one guy's name? I follow him on Instagram.
I know.
Like Kevin something.
Kevin Conroy.
No, it's not Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy can sign a book.
He's like with Bat in the Sun and all that sort of stuff. I can't remember his name, but he's all super buff and whatever, and he cosplays Batman in all those fan films.
Yeah.
So people recognize him and they would probably be like, sign my thing. But this kid's just like, hey, you're dressed like a superhero, sign my thing. And then all of a sudden, Titan's just like, my children are dead. He's kind of like Bruce Wayne, where he's like, my parents are dead. Like,
unfortunately, he doesn't have, well, he does a little bit of it, but he doesn't have as big of hissy fits as Bruce Wayne will do.
I think these two should just like hang out together.
Oh, yeah.
And like every single thing they'd be like, hey, like, you want to get some coffee? And be like, my parents liked coffee. Yeah, my family likes coffee, and then they would just start crying.
And then the guy would be like, he's like, I don't know, we guess we get some, or Batman's like, I don't know, we get some like cake.
Well, my children loved cake.
Love cake. Well, my kids are dead. And maybe
they could make a song together.
Well, maybe though, Bruce being an orphan and him being a grieving father.
Oh, yeah, that could be his dad. He could adopt him.
Adopt Batman, kind of like how it was like. The Simpsons, the big, the big older brothers or whatever.
Yeah, I think that should totally happen. And like Titan can be like, "Come on, son, we're gonna go fishing." And Bruce is like, "Oh boy," and he like skips off. Grown ass man
actually makes an appearance here.
He does, but first we have to look at like Titan walks away from this kid, and the kid's like, "Wait, Mr. Superhero, are you crying?"
Which I'll be honest.
Which this is not this. It will not be the last time people ask Titan if he's crying in this book.
The superhero cries. This guy cries
He
more
cries
than
all the time.
This guy is the Dick Vermeil of superheroes. Which, if you that is a deep reference, I'm not going to explain.
I was going to say I don't know,
but for you NFL fans. NFL our fans, the crossover fans that we got from the Super Pro issue.
Oh yeah, so many.
You'll
you could also say he's the John Bonner of this book. Because John Bonner cries all the time.
Yeah. So so he's we don't get to see him drawn crying though. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's this dude.
It's the bald cape guy.
I think his name is Maxinor.
Oh, is that Maxinor?
Because Challenger's the guy with the jacket.
Yeah.
And he looks like a white. He looks like white Blade in his first costume.
Sure.
Blade in his first costume, but he's white.
I was thinking Star-Lord and Guardians of the Galaxy, but also I could go with that.
Well, that I mean, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
But he looks like Blade, in my opinion. This dude looks like he's like a female Moondragon.
Well, also yes, that's exactly. He's got Moondragon's cape, but he also has like a Professor X face.
Well, pretty much, yeah. Imagine if if Patrick Stewart was dressed as Moondragon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I do want to see.
Yeah.
What the hell are they? So apparently.
So yeah, now we get like the story of like what happened.
Backstory that I don't.
Yeah. So it's like basically Justice Machine was like some sort of great force on this planet, and then something happened where the government of their planet turned against them.
Yes.
So then they had to like shoot themselves into space.
Oh, and they ended up on Earth.
And then they ended up on Earth, and now they're here.
Oh, and apparently there's a new Justice Machine.
Yeah, that's the thing. They sent the new Justice Machine after them.
Oh, and this Professor X dude shot them to Earth.
Yeah.
He teleported them to Earth.
He shot them to space, to Earth, whatever, and he's like, well, how long do we have to stay here? And he's like, well...
Okay, I think I get it now.
A while.
Yeah, and then apparently...
So they start looking at the comic books.
And because he's like, well, wait, look, Commander I think his name is Commander Challenger.
Sure.
He's like, my allies are here on Earth preparing, because he's got a crew.
Yeah.
Maxinor's got a crew that is trying to set them up.
Trying to get them like pants.
Get them, yeah. Like he's trying, like, yeah. He's like, he's like when you go to Japan, I guess, and like if you're like an American wrestler, like sometimes you get like the locals to like sponsor you, and they like,
oh yeah, or it could be like if you're a comedian, you stay in the comedy condo.
Yeah,
like if you're gonna do.
Oh, so these guys are staying in the comedy condo.
That's exactly what's happening. They're like, you're gonna do a set at the Improv. Stay at this random condo.
Oh, do they do comedy later? Did I miss that?
Stay at this random condo that somebody owns, so we don't have to pay your hotel.
Maybe they go to the Boston Comedy Club. They're gonna hang out with Pete Holmes on that show.
Yeah,
show Crashing. Where
he's like a strangely naive
strangely naive person that constantly gets great breaks.
He just gets shit handed to him on that show. He's just like, I happen to be in the right place at the wrong time. And Sarah Silverman's like, how about I give you this awesome job instead of giving it to like Steve Agee or something.
The only adversity is that he's not that good. He's okay at comedy.
He's okay at comedy, and
everybody's like, well, I guess you're kind of good.
And he's like kind of religious,
and he's constantly like at odds with his ex-wife who won't go away, apparently. Like, that like they're pretty much like, she's like, I'm leaving, and she's like,
but no, he's making like, he's like, you have to come have dinner with my mom, who's also my girlfriend mom.
Yeah.
It's a weird show.
The whole thing is like, Lauren Lapkus is in the show, and so she's not just gonna be.
Well, you got to do something with her.
Anything. Yeah, I mean, she's same hilarious actress.
Yeah, she's really funny.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, it's funny. Just whatever. But anyways, they're gonna hang out with Pete Holmes later. But for now, apparently there was some guy named Night Lightning that was in their crew.
Yeah, who I'm assuming is their Flash. We see him later, and
maybe he's like Black Lightning.
He could be, but if you look at his costume, I'm gonna guess he's probably like Flash.
Maybe. Okay.
You see him later. I'll ask you when we get there.
So they're like, okay, I guess read comics.
Yeah, just read these fucking. And he's like, these are simplistic, and he's like, oh yes. But then as they're reading comics,
I'll let you take this one.
Some dude dressed head to toe in white, blonde guy, is holding a Bible. And by the way, this is the St. Michael's version of the Bible, which I don't think is a thing.
Really?
I know the King James version is. What is the St. Michael's version of the Bible? Right? So he's like holding this Bible and he's walking up to them and he's like, gentlemen, I have a message from Jesus. And these guys are like, oh, I'm sorry. I've never heard of Jesus.
I got shot from another planet.
You must be mistaken. I do not know Jesus. And he's like, I know. Well, I'll tell you about him. He's like, He's like, don't mock me. And then he walks away. And they're like, oh, well, okay. Because he's like, oh, only Jesus is the real superhero, whatever. And he's like, no, please go away. He's already learned the most important lesson that you can learn as an Earthling is that when people start talking to you about Jesus, you walk away.
Unless if you're interested.
Unless if you're interested. Yeah.
But if it's not your bag?
It's not your bag. Just walk away. Politely be like, no, thank you. Those people used to harass me on campus. And I'd be like, no, thank you. So then we cut to Blazer and Youthquake. And Youthquake apparently can't talk.
Yeah.
Like he lost his voice or something.
He's a blonde butte like Jericho of the Titans.
Yeah. And there's Batman right there.
Oh, yeah.
There's a Batman.
He's going to adopt
a puppy.
Adopt
another orphan. Oh, yeah.
The Titan.
Yeah. Can't wait. So they're walking around and they're like, oh, man, look at this. And they're like, oh, who's that? She's looking around. She's like, I've never seen anything like this. Look at all these books. Oh, who's this guy in the hat with a scarf? And it's the Doctor from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And
it's the Tom.
I don't remember which one.
I forgot his name, but
is it Alfred's dad?
Alfred's dad.
The guy who plays Alfred on Gotham. His father played one of the Doctors.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember his name, but.
It might be. I don't know. I mean, I'm blanking on.
I don't remember.
I want to say Tom Baker, but I could be wrong.
All I know is his Alfred from Gotham. One of his dad used to play the Doctor like a long time ago.
Like in real life.
Yeah, his dad was an actor.
Well, but like the actor that plays his dad on Gotham.
No. His actual father, the actor on Gotham who plays Alfred.
Sean Putri.
Yes.
No, John Putri. No, it's not the same one.
No, it's his dad. Isn't his father?
Right, but his father. This isn't this guy. This is
not this Doctor.
No.
It's he played another Doctor.
Yeah, I think he played like the original.
Oh, okay, the original I knew he played a Doctor. I don't know which Doctor.
You're right. Yeah, the last name.
Yeah. So, Doctor with scarf, and see, this is where we see Youthquake use money. So it's not like they don't have any. Youthquake buys a hat. With Earth dollars, a hat and a scarf for Blazer. And he like puts it on her head and he puts it around it. He's like, oh, I don't know what to say. And then she's like, oh, no, I like you a lot, but I can't. Let's walk away. And so like they leave.
Yep.
Because apparently Youthquake likes her. So then we're back with Titan and Diviner. And she used to be married to somebody. Who was she married to? Yeah, I think.
Or was it Jamie?
Jimin? Oh, no. He's like, hold on.
I think his real name is Jemin.
Yeah. Oh, Titan's real name is Jemin.
Jam.
Oh, yeah. And so Diviner used to be married to, I think it's the commander. Because it's one of these guys.
Yeah.
And I think it's the commander. And it really hates him.
Yeah.
For some unknown reason. And she wants somebody to take over the command from him. Mm-hmm. And it shouldn't be him. And he's like, I can't do that. that's not cool. And so.
She really hates him?
No, she hates her ex-husband, Commander.
Oh, Commander.
Yeah, I don't know why she hates Commander Challenger.
Oh,
maybe he slept with somebody else.
Mm.
But she hates him, regardless. But apparently they had kids. They had like 3 kids.
Oh.
We put that out later.
He's talking about his kids.
No, they had kids too, and one of their kids died.
Oh.
He was like in the academy or something. Like that happens later. There's a lot of drama and backstory in this book. Like we're only like 6 pages in, and I'm like, I don't even.
Number 4.
I
think what I think they had like a thing they did before this too.
I'm sure they did, but it's like so much like all these people talking to each other. It's like a soap opera.
Yeah,
it's like an X-Men comic. So he's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take leadership away from Commander. He walks away.
So then we also get Demon.
Oh, but we get this.
Okay, so here's Demon. So Demon looks like Marvel's Forge.
Okay.
There's a character named Forge.
Oh, he's got look at his thigh high boots.
But he's got like like he's got like the Nightwing collar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He absolutely does. It's cut down to there.
Yeah, and
he's got some thigh-high boots.
Yeah, and he's standing there.
And he kind of has like a Rambo headband on.
Yeah. And the girls are a bunch of girls around him, and they're like, "Ooh, pretty."
And he's like, "Oh, I can show you at the hotel gym how to stay fit."
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden, all the women go, "Oh my God, there's Frank Miller," and they run to go talk to Frank Miller, which that would not happen.
No.
No.
It's 1986 Frank Miller, so.
1986 Frank Miller, he would just be like, "Hello, whores." I'm so glad all these sluts came to see me. Whore. He just writes, "I love you, whore." Frank Miller. It's not like he loved women back in the day, and and all of a sudden this is a new development.
But at the same time, he's
sluts, whores.
He's a
harlots.
Hussy.
I'm surprised. There's a new show on Hulu called Harlots. I'm surprised it wasn't created and produced by Frank Miller.
Frank Miller is just him writing a book. Just him being like, and then this whore, this hussy, this.
I just really like the idea of like Frank Miller walked into a room full of women, he would just go, "Hello, whores."
So
they run away.
Well, they run away. Okay, here's the thing. So, anyways, it's funny because so this one girl that's here, she looks like she's like 2.
Oh yeah, she's like 6 years old. I was surprised. I was like, "That's a really young girl," but she also has tits. Like I was confused.
Yeah,
because she's drawn like she's about 6.
Yeah, but she's running to go meet Frank Miller, and one of them says,
"Oh yeah, do you think we can get?"
Well, actually, there's 2. Okay, so there's 2 very deep cuts here.
Yeah.
First of which, the one girl's running away, and the one girl's saying, "Hey, do you think he can get us John Burns' autograph?" Which,
yeah,
I like the idea that you would go up to Frank Miller and you'd be like, "Whore?" And he'd be like,
"What can I do for you, whore?
What can I do for you, whore? Can I have John Burns' autograph?" And he just goes, "Sure,
sluts."
So he just walks up to John Burns. He's like, "This whore slut.
These sluts want your autograph."
And he's like,
John Burns like, "Go away."
John Burns like, "I don't know you."
Nobody knows you.
But so as they're running away, we see in the background, we see Frank Miller or Demon's like, "What the hell is a Frank Miller?"
Yeah.
And then there's a dude standing.
I thought that was another member of Justice Machine, but apparently not. He's not.
No. What is this? This guy is cosplaying North Star from Alpha Flight.
Oh, okay.
Who is, and he's saying to Demon, he's saying, "So about those exercise routines, sir," because North Star
is gay. Oh, I get it.
Which this is 1986, 87.
Was he gay then?
I mean, I don't know if he was presumed gay.
He must have been.
Maybe he was, because I mean,
or maybe they're just saying all of Alpha Flight is just.
Or maybe whoever's writing this book, Tony Isabella, who's writing this book, is casting knows something that nobody else does, because he didn't come out until like fucking.
Maybe everybody.
Long time late.
There was a lot of subtext. Gay subtext.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants to get exercises. So then we're back with, what's her name? Blazer, who kind of like, her outfit is very weird.
Looks like she has headlights.
She has headlights on her tits. Like, it's just these big white circles, like in the middle of her boobs. So she's talking to Commander, and he's like, "Oh, I haven't seen Talisman. I don't know where Talisman is. He's probably getting into trouble."
Talisman.
Talisman is. See, this guy has a box with Grendel comics. But he's buying all those comics from the old man. And he's giving him like $5,000 for it. But I thought that that old man already went to a comic table.
Well, I think these are the vendors here.
Oh.
And
that's right.
One of them's like, "I don't get it. 1 minute we're buying comics for mills on the dollar. And the next we're paying 70% guide. We were set up by the old geezer's partner, who apparently is Talisman. And he's fleecing this old dude. And the old dude's like, "Wow, there's like must be $5,000 here for whatever he sold him."
Yeah.
And he's like,
Grendel comics.
Which why the old man would have Grendel comics. It looks like they're on the ground.
Yeah, I don't understand what's happening here. And so,
like, did he fall? And he's like,
apparently this is what Talisman does. And then Commander comes over.
Here's the thing that I understand. Okay, this is what I understand.
How is this like his power?
he's like a con man. That's
but like, how is that helpful?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what his power is. Here's what I understand really here is that Talisman is like, well, I gotta get some cut. He's trying to, because he's working with this old guy, and the old guy's like, wow, there's like $5,000 here. And Talisman's like, that's terrific. What's $1? Right?
I guess.
Because they're from another planet. They don't know what money is. However, earlier on in the... Oh, our cat is...
Oh, did you bring your fish? Oh, did you kill it? Look at you, mighty hunter. What a good boy. You have to praise him.
Good job, buddy.
Good job, Big. Look at you brought your fish.
But earlier on in the book...
Youthquake used money.
Used money...
So he has to understand the value of it.
He understood the value of what cash is to give enough cash
to buy those items.
To buy a hat for.
So he understands that this currency that it's exchanged for goods.
Yet the guy
so he has to have some concept of its value.
But and that's the thing is like, so how does I don't know? It just makes sense that he would know what the hell $1 is.
And Talisman
the Talisman, who is the con man of the group,
wouldn't figure it out.
Understand
that should be the first thing he figures out. And it also doesn't make sense that he's like working with this old man to like fleece him or fleece the guy. Like, I don't get what the point is.
He has karmic powers, apparently.
That doesn't make sense.
So I guess it's kind of like Long Shot, I guess.
Sure.
The mutant Marvel character who has the powers of good luck.
Whatever. Dumb. So Talisman, and also he wears a suit. So apparently they had suits on their planet.
Yes.
But all these
he's dressed normal. Why couldn't he?
He's dressed like he doesn't need to be here. Like he could just go, everybody else are like, we have to meet here because all of us look like idiots. And he's like, oh wait, except for Talisman, who just looks like a banker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess he's like, oh, he gets caught. And he's like, oh, it's okay.
He gets caught by Challenger.
Yeah, and then he like leaves with the guy, the Alpha Flight guy.
Yeah, for some reason North Star's there, and then he hangs out with another girl. And he goes, he goes, now if you'll excuse me.
Oh, that's right.
Johnny has offered to explain something. Explain something called DC continuity to me.
I was like, good, you were going to be there for a long time.
Zing.
Good luck.
What a zinger.
Yeah, so he's going to go off with this chick and learn.
Maybe you can ask John Byrne to help you.
Do you think John Byrne could tell us?
John Byrne might be able to be John Byrne's your only hope there, guys.
Yeah, but it still would take a while.
Oh, yeah, but... Yeah.
So then, we're in a bathroom. And the Jesus guy is there. And the Jesus guy is like praying. And he's like, he's a religious extremist. And he is going to blow up the comic book convention for Jesus.
Yep.
So there you go.
And then he does.
And then it explodes. It's a fire anus.
Yeah, it's a big fire.
If you watched RuPaul's Drag Race, that would make sense.
Oh.
There was like a queen and she had to... By the way, RuPaul's Drag Race is back. Best show on TV. I recommend it. But on the first episode, you had to they had to wear outfits inspired by their hometown. And this one woman was like, I'm from somewhere that has a lot of amusement parks. So she had this big, kind of spray painted, kind of like, if you got a t-shirt spray painted by at the fucking boardwalk. Yeah, it's an airbrush. It was like an airbrush thing, and she held it out and it was like, look at all these roller coasters. Well, when she turned around, it was a big circle and it looked like this. It just looked like a big fucking fire anus. It was ridiculous. But anyway, so fire anus.
So fire anus explodes and it's chaos all over, the place here.
And of course it's a comic book convention, so there's fuel everywhere and shit starts burning. And they're like, we've got to save
fuel.
Well, yeah, books, paper.
Oh, fuel. I thought gas or something.
Oh, no. I mean all the paper.
Oh, yeah. No,
yeah, especially if they're old. They're going up.
Yeah, all of our collection is burning up.
Yeah, we should probably treat it or something. Mm-hmm. But they're like, we got to get him out of here. So Talisman saves that lady who was going to tell him about DC continuity.
Somebody saved John Byrne.
So I don't know where John Byrne is, but they're saving people.
Is he being saved by whores?
Yeah, all the whores are escorting him to safety.
He goes, save me, bitches!
Sluts, help!
Sluts, save your whore bastard!
Your whore bastard?
Well, that's what Dark Knight was going to originally be called.
The Whoremaster?
Batman, the Whoremaster.
Do you think if you save Frank Miller and you're a woman, he turns and he gives you money? He's like, thank you for your service, and he like pays you.
He finds the nearest bedstand
because he doesn't know. He's like, wait a second, where's the nightstand? Like slaps it on a Starbucks counter.
Yeah.
He's like, close enough, thank you.
Thanks, whore.
I pay you to leave, haha. Like, I'm assuming that's the only way he can relate to women is in a transactional nature.
I wish that was in the Lego games.
What? Where you could just like
Lego Frank? You have to save Lego Frank Miller, and he
pays you.
He gives you Lego whore money.
Oh, he gives you a brick. He gives you a golden brick.
Oh, he gives you a Lego whore brick. Lego whores.
It's just purple. It has a big W on it. It's a whore brick.
So, anyways,
so like this, the ceiling's falling. Talisman, who can get big.
No, Titan.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Titan
can get big.
Titan's basically like Goliath. So
yeah,
giant man.
Or kind of like what is it? What's his name? Atom Smasher does it, but is it Apache Chief?
Oh, Apache Chief, yeah.
He gets big too.
Yeah.
He's like that. So he like gets big and he stops the ceiling from exploding, and then Youthquake like blows up the debris.
Yeah.
So they're helping.
Yeah, they're helping. They're saving. And then Demon saves the Alpha Flight
guy.
And then
he gets hit by a rock or something.
Yeah, he gets hit by a rock. I don't know what his power is other than just being wispy.
Demon?
Yeah, Demon. He's just
I don't know.
Just a nimble bachelor.
Yeah, and so he like saves him, and then the fire department's like, okay, thanks for saving these people, but there's a whole bunch of people up in the penthouse restaurant that we can't get to. So Commander and Blazer go up the elevator shaft.
Commander and Blazer go up the elevator shaft, and then
everybody else holds on to Titan, and they climb up the fucking building.
And he's narrating as he's like, I'm getting burned.
I'm burning. My flesh is on fire.
My flesh is on fire, but I don't care because I can't feel anything anymore.
And apparently it hurts him when he gets big. Because he talks about that too, like the pain of getting big.
What the hell is he doing? He'd be like, I'm done.
Yeah. So they break in. They, Blazer and Commander get in. They're like, oh, okay, we're going to save you. And Blazer's like, I guess I'll just put up my own firewall to like combat the other fire, which you're like, she just made a bigger fire.
Yeah, she's just making bigger fires.
That's like two forest fires coming together. Don't just like stop each other. They become a super fire.
Yeah, she's just like, more fire.
Yeah, and you're like, no.
So here's the issue. So like, we get a part where Youthquake smashes some debris. And
it almost hits a kid.
And like, what's his face? Demon's like, the only thing he does is he just kicks away some rocks.
Yeah, he's like, oh, aren't you glad I'm here? And you're like, okay. But there is one scene, this last panel right here, where all of this is happening. This one kid goes, oh my God. And then another one goes, this is weird. And you're like, correct. This kid just explained the entire book. This is weird.
It'll get weirder once the giant starts crying.
So they finally get up there and they bust through the windows. Titan's outside. So Talisman and the one who hates everybody. Diviner. And then she starts fighting with Commander to be like, you let me have command. And she's like, no. And then so for some reason they used to be married. Yeah. And it says hold on, where's the part where it says like they used to have kids together?
I think it's in later.
Oh, it's later. Okay.
Yeah, it's later.
Because they used to have like kids.
We'll get to it.
Yeah. So they're like, I give the orders. And then we get this weird panel at the bottom of just Commander's face where he becomes basically Krang.
Yeah, I know. That's what I can understand. I'm like,
why is his face so big?
We focus on his face, but then
there's a normal sized face here, and then here,
but they decided instead of just actually drawing his face
to just do a whole.
They just focus on his eyes, which are, covered by like these goggles.
Right, and his nose.
But then the rest of his face is just like a pink. It's pink
puffy.
He got puffy mass, and it's like, yeah, he turned into Krang.
Yeah, you're like, oh my God, what happened to that poor guy?
I shredded him.
Yeah, and so I guess she stops fighting with him. or something.
Which is just funny because we got the Titan who's like, I'm big.
Yeah, because they're like, here, Titan, like, get bigger so you can help people to the other side. And he's like, oh, even getting so this big, it hurts me. I feel my blood vessels popping and my flesh is on fire. Like, this is all he's doing, is just talking about how shitty everything is.
He doesn't look to be on fire.
No, he doesn't. He looks fine.
But he's doing a crotch bridge.
Yeah, so he's like helping all these people, like Demon saves somebody, and she saves somebody.
Even at this, even at this size, it's a real stretch to reach the opposite building. I concentrate on maintaining the height and not to think about how horrible how the horrible smells my own roasting flesh.
Yeah, you're like, you don't look like you're on fire.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, Blazer saves people just by being nice. He's like, my wife was like that too.
Yeah. Blazer or
yeah,
Demon?
No, Blazer. Because Titan's narrating this whole thing. And he says, they're a little afraid of her firepower, but she's so nice that they just warm up to her. He's like, and his wife's name was Trinka?
Yeah.
Trinka was like that too. Trinica was like that too.
Yeah, he's having a big whiskey.
He's just having a big sad.
And then at one point, like, you got Talisman who's just like, get out of here, bimbo. He's just yelling at
he's like throwing people out windows.
Just yelling at women, and then and then
Youthquake brings the kid.
Puts a kid on the. So it's Youthquake. It's like this last kid. He brings the last child over, and and so
he's got this kid on his shoulders.
He's listening to this, and he's like, Youthquake brings over the last child. It's a boy, and when he speaks, I hear my own son, Andron. Andron.
Sure.
That's when it all falls in on me. And then the kid goes, Mister, why is the giant crying?
So this is the second time.
And we don't see him crying.
I know, which is such shitty. And then finally,
also the point that there's not giant tears.
There should be. People should be drowning. And he's like, oh, they're all dead. My family, my life gone forever. And I'm so very tired. And I just let go. So he just collapses and he falls.
Yeah.
And that's where he's falling down the building. And Blazer goes after him. He's like, you have to get small because I can't save you if you're this big. So he shrinks so she can catch him. And then they hug.
And he's having he's like,
and he cries.
He's crying. He's so sad. And then look, I'm not.
I get it, dude. Your whole family's dead. I feel really bad for you. But man, maybe you shouldn't.
Batman has made a career of this.
Oh yeah, he yes, in a horrific way.
Spider-Man hasn't done that forever.
Yes, he has. They both have.
Uncle Ben has been dead for 50 years, 60, however long years.
Yeah,
that's.
I think the Waynes and Uncle Ben should have a contest to see who's been killed more. How many times have we seen Uncle Ben die versus how many times have we seen the Waynes die? I feel like we've probably seen the Waynes die more.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the end of that. But then we get
a prologue.
A prologue for next issue, I'm assuming.
Well, it kind of ties in. I don't know why it's called a prologue because it's not the beginning.
That's why I feel like this is a prologue for next issue.
But it's here?
Yeah, it's a weird. It's because it's not a prologue to what we just read because it's in the wrong spot if it is.
Well, basically what's going on is they're talking about the I think this is somewhere in Manhattan.
These are Maximore's buddies. We're trying to get them set up.
Maximore's buddies are trying to get them in
the comedy condo
set up.
Yeah.
And there's a little girl there.
These are agents.
Okay. Yeah, and they're and then they're kind of going over.
Yeah, there's a kid who's like, I want to play with my daddy. And he's like, I'm busy. He's like, okay, I'll go play with somebody else. And then they're just kind of like talking about like all these people, about the Justice Machine. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in
here. It doesn't matter.
Like, because we're talking about how one of these guys has...
Well, they had to put...
new memories into somebody?
Yeah, because he's in stasis.
And is that black lightning boy?
That's him. That's why...
Night Lightning?
Tell me he's not a Flash.
Okay.
He is, right?
He could be a Flash, or
he has to be a Flash.
I don't know.
There's no way he can't be.
He's basically just a guy.
He looks like the Flash. He's even got a lightning bolt on his chest.
He's got a weird helmet, too.
He does have a weird helmet.
He has two plates on his side of his face.
I'm telling you, he's a Flash type. But he apparently is in stasis, and they want to put Diviner in stasis because she's too dangerous.
Yeah.
Because she's ready to kill everybody.
I think where we kind of get like a little chat about,
because they're talking about they're like, Blazer will embrace our ways. Titan, he's suicidal, but he could find purpose. We don't know about Demon and Talisman. They're like...
Demon's hooked on some drugs.
Yeah, Demon is hooked on some sort of planet drug that they're trying to manufacture. Challenger still loves Diviner, but she hates him.
Yeah.
Apparently they had a kid together. 3 kids or something. I don't know exactly. And one of them died, whatever. But she hates him so much, and she's going to kill everybody to kill him. So they're like, well, we need to put her in stasis because she's kind of fucked up. And the guy, Doctor, whatever his name is, basically he's Dr. Conan O'Brien, because look at that gangly man.
He is gigantic. And
he's look at his long, like, this is Conan. Conan O'Brien has he's very thin, and he's got these very long legs and then a normal-sized torso. So this is Dr. Conan O'Brien.
Dr. Conan O'Brien.
Who is...
Or Robert Wadwell with Peter Weller's head.
Sure. or it also could be Robert Stack. Kind of looks like it.
Ooh, Robert Stack.
Yeah, just the Conan O'Brien body with Robert Stack's head.
Know the mystery of my giant legs.
It's just I'm telling you, if you ever look at Conan on TV, he has very, very long legs and a normal-sized torso.
Yeah?
Just... That's what this guy looks like.
Should take pictures of it.
And kind of has a wave in his hair, too.
You know what?
Actually, he's got some Conan hair.
I think I'm sold on this Conan thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's like, all right, what do we do next? And his assistant's like, okay, we're doing the thing. And
so apparently they let their shuttle blow up and see what happens next. So apparently they're going to blow up whatever machine they're in.
Yeah, so they got away. Justice Machine was able to get away in the confusion, so the cops didn't get to question them about where the fuck they came from.
Who are they?
Or who are they? So they get into the shuttle and they're driving.
Why is a giant crying?
Why is this giant crying? Why didn't he just cry out the fire with his rain vision?
Rain vision!
And so they're like, well, let's see how they handle this. Let's blow up their shuttle.
The Challenger's shuttle.
It is. And Conan O'Brien wants to blow up the shuttle. So that's
all right,
that.
Challenger. I'm so sorry. So sorry to all the people. I mean, for probably somebody that's like a relative of somebody that died in that explosion. They're like, fuck you, Shawn and Jen. Mostly Shawn.
The Challenger was a horrible tragedy.
It was a horrible tragedy.
But it was a long time ago.
I know. I'm just saying the one guy's named Challenger and he's in a shuttle. And
it's going to blow up, and it's 1986.
And Conan O'Brien wants... Yeah, what the fuck?
Right?
Really? What the fuck?
I know.
How do you expect me not to make that correlation?
You have to make that joke.
Fuck you, Justice Machine.
Yeah, so that's the end of Justice Machine. Issue 4?
Issue 4 from... I'm sorry. It's, Justice Machine issue 4 from... April 1987. Okay, so I think this is probably written in 1986. So
yeah.
We'll say this. And yeah, and so then we just, we get the letters page.
They're based in Norristown, Pennsylvania.
Oh boy.
And there's an address there.
That's where you
Letters of the Law.
Whatever. And apparently the next issue is going to be a story called You Can't Make an Omelet ... And they have a little ad here for it. And because there's no ads, there's just a lot of house ads.
Yeah.
And it's just like, on the back cover, it's like, why is the next issue story titled "You Can't Make an Omelet?" ? Be here in 30 days for the stunning answer.
Because you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. I'm assuming the Justice Machine are the eggs.
Well, maybe it's because they can't make an omelet because you read it and they go, "Shit, we don't have any eggs."
That would be another interpretation of that saying.
Conan O'Brien opens up the fridge, is like, "Where are our eggs? Oh, we can't make an omelet."
He's like, "I'm trying to pour them down the sink along with these jugs of milk." Which that was such a weird little short.
There was a clickhole video where it's just watch Conan O'Brien pour perfectly good milk down a drain.
While 2 people are discussing something. It was the woman was pregnant.
Oh, that's right.
So it was a woman and a man.
It was a guy it was a woman telling
her husband
that she was pregnant while Conan O'Brien just poured milk down the drain.
Poured like 2 gallons of milk down the drain in the background.
And he's just in the background goes, "Gotta get all this milk down the drain."
It's a really weird video.
Apparently, he did the same thing to the eggs because you can't make an omelet without any eggs.
Not in the Justice Machine.
Justice Machine is eggless. They are sans eggs. Anyways, you can read the next issue of this?
We don't have it, do we?
No.
Okay, good. No.
Okay, good. Oh, glad we don't have it.
It's just, there's so much drama and so much backstory that you have to wade through to like get to what's actually happening.
To actually enjoy it.
Right. And then you're like, wait, who's this guy? And it's like everybody's talking about somebody else who's like not on panel. And you have to be like, wait. And there's so many of them. It's not just like there's like 5 of them. No. There's 8 of them. And and then they like use names. Like everybody calls this one Titan, but then all of a sudden you're at a panel and then they're using like their alien names with each other. And you're like, wait, who the fuck is that? Oh, it's you.
Oh, it's that guy.
It's just confusing. And a lot of backstory, a lot of Titan crying, but like not crying.
And like most of it's spent dealing, most of it's, half the book is spent like just farting around in this
at a comic book. Yeah, that's all it is. They're just walking around a comic book convention.
Frank Miller.
Yeah,
who gives a shit?
That's literally probably 3/4 of the book before the actual event of the bomb takes place.
Yeah,
and so it's kind of like what is happening? Boring.
Yeah, there's a lot, and
there's just too many people.
There's a lot of like
way too many
insider references too. Which I mean, look,
which is fine.
You can do that, but at the same time, I'm like,
nah.
Why?
Yeah, there's too many characters moving around for me to be like, wait, I enjoy this. It's just I can't keep everybody straight.
Can't enjoy you, Justice Machine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I probably wouldn't read it either, but I did. But it was fun to revisit it.
Sure.
Because, goddamn, is it a dumb book?
Yes.
Well, I guess that's it this week. That's it for this week's show.
Oh man.
You will be able to find us on Twitter. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Angry Hero Shawn, SHAWN. That's how you spell Shawn.
And I'm at Jen Stansfield on Twitter and Instagram, jenstansfield.tumblr.com and jenstansfield.wordpress.com.
And of course, I Could Talk Kayfabe is my other podcast that I do with my buddy Joe Cesaro, talking about about wrestling books, wrestling magazines. If you enjoyed our wrestling talk from earlier this episode, you will enjoy I Could Talk Kayfabe. And of course, if you want to correspond with the show, worstcollectionever@gmail.com is the email address. Please send us correspondence, and we will read it on the show when we eventually get to doing a show about correspondence.
We'll get there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, yeah, we'll do that. And thanks for listening, folks. Oh, by the way, go to iTunes, rate us 5 stars if you think we deserve it. That really helps our visibility in the ratings. It's really important that you do that. And
rate, review, subscribe.
Rate, review, subscribe. Tell a friend.
Yeah.
Tell a friend, tell 2 friends, tell 3 friends. Tell them to go to iTunes. Subscribe.
Do you have more friends than we do? Then you should tell all of them.
Can they get us into the Magic Castle?
Do you know any magicians, by the way?
Are you a magician? Can you get us to the Magic Castle? Do you like our podcast? We'll promote you on the show.
I want to see you do magic in the Magic Castle. So yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah,
I want to go there.
One day we'll make a friend.
Yeah, we have no friends.
No, we don't.
Anal Cunt wrote that song about us.
I have no friends?
You have no friends.
Oh, yeah.
It's called a song called You Have No Friends.
No, the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, I Have Friends song is definitely me. Where she's just singing about like clerk with half an eyelid. Yeah, she's just like the people she sees in her daily life are her friends. That'd be me. Like Starbucks barista who kind of knows my name. Like
I'm your friend.
Oh, thanks, babe.
See, me and Jen, we're friends.
Oh, good.
We're also married.
Married friends.
Married friends. That's how it works. If you get married, you also have a friend.
Oh man, it's like having a sibling.
Unless if you're a diviner,
not really.
And you married the Challenger shuttle, and
then you hate him.
And then you hate him. They were friends.
No more friends.
No more friends in the Justice Machine.
No more friends.
Okay, guys. Okay, we'll wrap this up. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Bye.